thank you for joining us. And if you're still with us, this is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head to our main conversation for today. Following the resignation of the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Omar Ganduje, on Friday, the North Central Zone of the party has thrown its heart into the ring for the position. Ganduje's exit on Friday has sparked interest with stakeholders in Kogi, Benue, Nasarawa and other North Central states demanding that the office be zoned to the region. Although no official announcement has been made, insiders said the former Kano State governor had come under mounting pressure from stakeholders from the North Central region who have long agitated for the chairmanship seat to return to their zone. Ganduje was appointed APC chairman in August of 2023 following resignation of Senator Abdullahi Adamu, who hails from the North Central zone. We still have Barrister Evans Ofeli. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
Very well.
All right, so it's been a very heated banter here and there from lots of pundits. For so many people, they might not get the exact detail on why Ganduje resigned. Of course, he said for health concerns and taking care of his family, which is looking like that of what's the aide to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. One of the aides, Ajuri Ngelale, exactly, Ajuri Ngelale, who said he left because of health concern and equally to attend to his family. And number one, let's even start from the reasons itself. Do you think those reasons are tenable?
I don't agree that they are tenable. I think that that resignation is political.
Political?
Yes,
wow.
It's political. Yes, political because, remember, he was actually asked to leave today, Monday.
Okay.
Yes, to leave today, Monday, so that he can use the weekend to take out his belongings away from the prying eyes of the media. You know, one of the spokespersons to the president released a statement. What's in the Moka? Felix Moka. Felix Moka, yes. So that is what he said. He's supposed to leave today, but shockingly he resigned on that Friday. Okay, so so many persons, sources have insinuated that he's having a very tough running battle with the president, and also that the position was supposed to be for the North Central and not the core North.
Okay.
Yeah, because the person who left it off from him was the man from Edo, Adams Oshomole.
Yes.
Between Adams Oshomole and was there anybody?
Yes, they said because from the report we have Abdullahi Adamu.
Abdullahi Adamu,
North Central.
Adamu and all that. Yeah. So you look at it now, you see, for him to say that it was just held to grounds and he has been earmarked to leave on today, which is Monday, and he left before. So it was a shock even to the APC group and the governors. But they've taken it in good faith. But I believe it's political. Some sources say that because there's a possibility that Shetima will be dropped for 2027, that they brought a rumor too again that the Secretary of State resigned over the weekend, and Bala Mohammed, this lady, former MPA, DG.
Yeah.
But that was a rumor. That has been confirmed to be a rumor. Okay, but even if I fail in everything I've said, I couldn't have failed by saying the resignation was political. It was political. So no matter what you want to, you see, what politicians do is when they are leaving, they want to keep the optics clean. Okay, they want to make the optics look like they have no choice other than to resign. You understand? But during Gilari's own, we saw that it was not really that he was going to take care of the family or health concerns or whatsoever. It was that they are not working in amity. There was conflict in his office. I mean, we have different persons working for the president contradicting themselves consistently. They were looking very shabby. They were churning out very negative energy from that area. So when they hit the gavel, and those who is affected couldn't have come out and say, you know what, because we don't know what we are doing, because we are working at cross purpose, let me resign, let them take the job. You won't say that, because you want to keep the optics clean. So you use something like family, you use just something as an excuse to leave. That is exactly what is happening here. Ganduje is not the kind of person that will resign.
Definitely, because Nigerians were very surprised why Ganduje of all persons,
it's not
who swore to ensure that every governor becomes an APC person.
Yes, and he dealt with, see how he dealt with traditional institution in the state and the rest of that in Kano. So it tells you that this man resigned for other reasons, and it's not clear. Even the media, they are still struggling with to get the right information to pass out there what was behind this. But what has been established is that he had issues with the president. He has issues with the president and the party, I think, working committee on the issue of their arrangements. So that is only what has happened. But in the days to come, the media will be able to excavate more information and we'll be able to see clearly what exactly is going on, how much of preparation the APC have put into this. Because the APC, the way they are going, they are preparing for 2027 election as if they are in opposition, even though they are incumbents. So the level of vigilance, that is why I tell other political parties, not when they lose now they'll go to court. If you see what APC is putting into 2027, they are everywhere. They are everywhere, sourcing information.
But are you sure? Are you sure all of those are not superficial?
It's not superficial. It's not superficial. They are much more concerned in 2027 than whatever they are doing now. Go to Abuja, the billboard everywhere. People are just working for 2027 all over because they know they've not done well the last 2 years. You understand? They are also seeing what is going on, that some people are trying to have a coalition even though it's not working. They are seeing the level of dissatisfaction. They have seen that Nigerians, if you put it on the scale of free and fair election, Nigerians are most likely going to vote against them massively. So what they are thinking about now are alternatives, how they will be able to clinch on to power regardless of their performance. That is why 2027 is going to be high on vote buying. They are going to take vote buying to another level in 2027 because it's a remedial, it's more of an interventionist remedial strategy, an instant strategy. Give me your vote, I give you money. Give me your vote, I give you food. Give me. So that is a strategy that is remedial, very active. You understand? They're going to be high on it because if they want to rely on the people to flow out naturally to vote them in, it will be tough. Little wonder they're working this hard.
Do you see Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a high-handed person?
He is. He's high-handed because anyone who is able to spend the kind of money he spent under the supplementary budget, whatever, buying yachts, spending money lavishly, the office of the wife of the president, SUVs, you know, anybody that can spend money like that is high-handed. And because he has the support of the Senate, the National Assembly generally, they too, under the guise of approving the supplementary budget, also took their own, implanted the money for their own cars inside. So the president will not, the president cannot budge because he scratched my back, I scratch your back. But the citizens are the worst hit because that supplementary budget, the fund there, would have, built hospitals, would have built infrastructure, would have taken up a step higher if it were given as loan to farmers, businessmen, and all that. It would have yielded something. It would have, awakened the economy, give it a face, give it hope. You understand? But no, they chose to use it to buy material things, buying private jets, and anybody who can do that is high-handed.
I do not know, in comparison, if you do a juxtaposition of what we have today with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and what we had with Shehu Shagari with the Second Republic, because it's almost the same thing. Economy tanked, lots of things weren't actually going right. It was very disappointing to note that everyone who held Shehu Shagari to high esteem were very disappointed, just like Nigerians are disappointed with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
They were very disappointed. And it led to a military coup.
Yes, exactly.
So that's also led to a military coup because it was Buhari now that struck.
Yes, Buhari that struck. Yeah.
Yes, so because corruption was something else. Everybody was just packing, looting. And it became so alarming. Almost like worse than what we're having today. Yeah. So the consequence then was the military struck and ended that government. You understand? Came with a government that brought in discipline, which gave Buhari the credence he just wasted. Yes, the credence just wasted. Buhari Diagbon.
Yes, the Diagbon.
So that was from where he derived the credence, because most of the people who voted at that election in 2015, many of them who voted at that election in 2015 are the direct recipients of that era. Yeah. So they passed the story down to the current generation that became politically active at that time. Yeah. And so it was looking like it was Uhuru.
Yes.
Yes, it was when the man came in, and after 6 months, no appointment. People were now wondering. 2 years he was blaming Jonathan. 3 years he was blaming Jonathan. All through his time he was blaming Jonathan. It was when he left that people just discovered that this was a waste of 8 years. And now we now have another bunker, another one that this one is bent on burying Nigeria. And that's exactly what is going on. So it's unfortunate that we have a country this so battered, irrespective of the effort the electors have put in to get a good country.
Do you think we would ever get it right? Because what we have today from our story is North Central, especially Kogi State. And the man in question, Yahaya Bello, is really struggling to hope they would appoint him as the chairman of the APC. And remember, he's still answering cases with the EFCC.
No,
it's looking like he's immune to all of that.
He was being caught this week. Now he's applying for his international passport to be issued to him. That he's not well. All of a sudden, he's sick because of trial. He's asking for his international passport so he can travel for treatment. You understand? And you ask yourself, why would they keep traveling for treatment? These are the people that embezzled funds that were meant to build hospitals and the rest of that. And now they are sick, you're approaching the court to grant you clemency, to take your international passport and travel abroad for when you are standing trial.
Well, we actually loved what, for the first time, Nigerians congratulated the EFCC. The EFCC actually asked him to go and take care of himself with any of the hospitals he had built in Kogi State.
Yes, he should go there and do that. That's what it should be. His passport should not be released to him.
But this man in question is, there's a plan that he is one of those that might possibly be on the list for the APC chairmanship.
It's just a matter of time, It's just a matter of time. If they pick him to lead APC, they will kill that case. They will kill that case.
Just like we had for Ganduje,
Akpabio, and the likes of them. If they want to use him for any serious assignment, they will kill that case. You understand? They will kill it. The case will go nowhere, and it will serve his time as, except they are not ready to use him. But if they are ready, that is the end of that case. I know this country very well.
Now, looking at the APC, because we have less than how many minutes to go. Looking at the APC today, the chairmanship of the APC is very pivotal to them gaining the win for 2027. It's still being weighed here and there. Do you really think it will make any difference, really, who becomes the chairman at the end of the day?
Who becomes the chairman of the APC?
Of the APC, because that is the struggle today with the resignation of this man. Who are we hoping? Would it make any difference, really?
It should, because we're talking about party politics now. Which is not supposed to affect the outside this thing. So that one is internal. At every point in time, you must have a leader that projects the party to a direction. You understand? If you have the wrong leader that's not projecting the party very well, you are going to have issues. The party will have issues. The party will lose seats. You know, the seats they have now, all political parties do is to work hard to secure them and get more. You understand? But if the leadership of the party is not steering the ship well, and it's not doing what it ought to do, they most likely will not get seats, and they most likely will lose some of their seats. So they need to always, at all times, have a leader that can drive the party, that is sellable, that people can trust, that people can rally around, that can solve problems. Okay, that is what they need, and they have to search for it. And Ganduje just made it harder for them by the abrupt resignation. So they should keep scouting. But
there's this move to get Kwankwaso into the whole mix there. Knowing his great influence in Kano. Kano pulled 2 million votes in the last election.
Yes.
And knowing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as majorly a transactional person, don't you think Kwankwaso might fall to the bait?
Yeah, that Kwankwaso thing is there. It's a strategy they are pushing forward. They are working from all sides to make sure that they seal up 2027 early enough and deliver it.
All right, people, that's just about the time we have. We just sincerely hope that that things would get better. The APC, the chairmanship of the party, the North Central, hoping they would get that ticket. The Northeast, of course, hope that it would remain with them, or the Northwest, whichever. You know, but the most important thing Nigerians are looking for, hopefully, is to have a great leader that would help them transform from the subsistent level they found themselves to a better state in their lives. Because when it's good for one person, it has a way of crisscrossing across the country and making everything better than we have made it. That's just about the time we have. We'd love to believe you enjoyed our show today. Please do well to visit us if you may. You can always find us at EnterpriseTVNews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at EnterpriseTV7. I'm Henry Igwebike. Thank you for watching, Barrister. Thank you so very much for being here.
It's my pleasure.
All right, that's just the time we have. On behalf of the entire team of Enterprise Television, we'll see you tomorrow for yet another great and awesome time. Bye-bye from me.